Normally, when you think about cosplay, people dress up as like Darth Vader or some anime characters or something from World of Warcraft, and Labyrinth is definitely not that. In cosplay, you're taking on the identity of someone else, perhaps someone who you resonate with in pop culture, but with Labyrinth, you are taking on what you envision yourself to be, your sort of like imaginary self, if we lived in this sort of fantasy world. Sure, some people had extravagant costumes that they've worked on for years, and others went in with something they picked up online that also looked amazing, but it was just, there was no judgment among any of that there. People were there to celebrate themselves and each other in the identity that they wanted to be, and I think that was one of the biggest keys. It was more the identity, being able to be who you want to be, rather than trying to be someone else. I think the cool part about being in some sort of identity that you want to be is your true self sort of manifests itself and comes out. When I was talking to Amanda, she went as Vexus, her Dungeons and Dragons character, and her identity, her archetype came out fully with that. That was her. If she was in a video game character creation screen, that is who she would make. Not something you can really find when you do other forms of art. Sure, you can try and project your identity into a painting or an illustration, but dressing the part does so much more for the way we express ourselves instead. And I think my favorite part out of everything overall is that Labyrinth is done purely out of passion. Sure, there's a world behind it and tickets cost money, but a lot of the people there, I would bet, go because they are just passionate about sharing their interests, sharing themselves, and sharing their identity that they wish they could put out into the world. Like, I wish I could dress up as a rogue every day, but I can't because we live in modern society. But if we could, I think that would be so much more fun, and people would just be a lot happier if they could feel comfortable being themselves. Because a lot of the time I feel like the world will suppress us there, and when you're in an environment where there's no judgment, you can actually just be yourself, and I think that's really cool. I'm really grateful to JJ and Amanda for letting me go to the event overall, because I don't sew, I don't knit or do anything in that realm. Sure, I do the photo and video thing, but they invited me in their world, and I think that was such an awesome thing where there was no judgment there. I felt like I could belong, and they included me as well, and every step of the way people were just really happy about being there, and that's really hard to find sometimes.